Oh boy, I was not expecting to do a video upon this, but I'm that mad. I feel it's necessary for me to do a video on this. Um, so just to give you guys heads up, I'm a huge Resident Evil fan. Um, and the problem is, I love the books. I've read them all. I've read probably all the in between things as well. I've listened to Wesker's Report multiple bloody times. I've played all the games. Yes, all now. I've actually got through Resident Evil 8. Yay. However, one thing that was piquing my interest was two things were getting done. Right. Netflix has its Resident Evil whatever it is, and that after about an episode and about, I was like, I'm done. Because it's CGI pish. It's that has nothing to it other than we know. Um, but once something was giving me a wee bit of hope because I've seen like pictures here and there. I was like, wow, this is actually looking more faithful to the original source, and it's going to be something. Okay, the actors don't really need to look like the characters are playing because as long as they portray them right, I was always like, okay, cool. They recently put out the trailer though, and when I say recently, I don't know how many days or was it a day or that. Just I'm gonna type it up on that present. And don't get me wrong, like the first lot of movies with not Angelina Jolie, Melina Jovovich, they were okay. They're not. Wow, 2 hours ago it dropped. Um, so for me, this trailer is it's everything wrong with people who have visions of how they think it should translate into. Because I'm watching it right now, again for the second or third bloody time. Um, I'm not a big fan of it because, like, okay, it sets out at the beginning of the trailer. I'm gonna have it playing somewhere in here. That it sets out like, it flashes back, shows you Claire coming to Raccoon City. It's fair enough, but it's having this kind of conspiracy plot. Like she was already like a nut job thing and Umbrella's to blame. That's never been the case. It's never part of the story. She's not needing to be validated for, like, she was just going in to get her brother or going to visit her brother. That was the kind of thing. I like the fact that the setting looks good though, and like there's certain things I do like. The RPD station design's great, but there's certain set pieces like the tanker falling out that didn't happen so close to the station. That annoys me there. It's very not Walking Dead, but Army of the Dead, and like, it does feel very Rob Zombie. I direct this and must have zombies galore and all that coming at you. Like the characters, kind of, well, yeah, well, they're portraying the characters the best they can, but you can't fix a fundamentally broken plot. I mean, personally, like, I try and figure out who's playing Wesker and that, but I'm still like, at least Trevor doesn't. She was never that smart. But it's like, oh, they've been experimenting on people. I know they've been doing the edgy, tasty part. Now that's clever, but that was a good jump scare. That I like that part. The whole going into the hall looking like it. It's very CG forced, I would imagine. A plane crashing into the mansion. You know, I would like that in the game because that would have been cool. The first zombie reveal they show in the trailer as well. It's gonna be very gun heavy by looks of it. It's not. It doesn't feel like a zombie. It doesn't feel like the Resident Evil things I've come to know, and it's bad when you've got Resident Evil Remake 2, Resident Evil 2, Resident Evil 3, Resident Evil the original, even the GameCube remake and all. They all have this element of horror in that. This is very welcome to Raccoon City, zombies everywhere, things must be dead. It feels like it's more trying its best to. I don't know how to describe it, but it's bad. It's really bad. I mean, I know I can't judge until like cinema and that, but this is not something I'm not going to watch. It's just not. It feels very forced more than it is the actual. Because it's like, I get it, fact that what we were seeing like in clips and that, or screenshots, where it was like they're just inside the mansion, like they look like Stars Team. That was cool, but it looks like it's going to touch on it ever so very slightly upon the mansion. and then it's just going to be all like how, not unless it's going to do something akin to the Wii Darkside Chronicles where it splices in and out and shows you a timeline, which is cool. But this as an actual, it's very difficult for me to say that this is a film that's going to be like faithful. It's the best like Resident Evil adaptation, because I hate to say it, I'm giving the Melina Jovovich ones better adaptation because okay, number one didn't fall anywhere near the first game's plot. It didn't need to, because it came when it went right. We're going to do our own thing with the plot. Umbrella's still bad. It has a great twist at the end. I loved it. It was brilliant and claustrophobic. That's the film. It was brilliant. It was claustrophobic, escaping hell effectively. Resident Evil 2 Apocalypse wasn't the greatest adaptation of Raccoon City and all, but it still was ballsy enough to kind of go, here's Nemesis, here's a whole bunch of STARS members, here's Alice, here's Claire, Jill. It had its own thing and just kind of went, this is our plot. We're not following any of the games. We'll parody parts of it, like the running through the the hallway when the glass getting shattered because the guns on the helicopters firing. That was great. Like callback. Hey, Resident Evil Code Veronica, cool. You've acknowledged that. It's cool things like that. And okay, eventually by like third, fourth film, that's gone right up his butt. But this one straight out the gate is kind of, it's, I don't like the route they've taken. I really don't, because Claire was never like, oh, like Umbrella's behind this. There's conspiracies. Like no one was telling her, oh, bad things are happening in Raccoon City. Like nothing like that. Instead, it was, hey, go get your brother Chris. Oh, Chris isn't there now. You got to get out of zombie infested city. Good luck. Yeah, that was her kind of like, I'm going to be I'm a heroine of my own making. That was the thing I liked about, because she wasn't really this gun-toting, adventure-making, jumping from ledge to ledge. She wasn't like any like Tomb Raider. She was just this girl who's waiting for a thing and now has to survive. That was the best part. It was like Jill. She was following mission orders to go to the mansion to survive. It's great, but they've just kind of now made Claire this nut job, and the team doesn't look quite there. I'm actually flipping to see mansion bits, but like it's cool. I want to see the downfall of Raccoon City. That's something I want to see. Like, because Outbreak the Outbreak games, and parts of the Melina Jovovich Apocalypse film had the downfall of Raccoon City, and some of the other ones show what would happen, and that was fine. But overall, this has got to the point where I'm like, even talking about it, I'm thinking about going to see it. It bores the tits off me already, and that, like, I'm looking at it already. It's 6,001k likes against 1,400 dislikes. That's only been up for like a couple hours, and like I'm gonna get this up tonight, hopefully. But this is not something I cannot agree with it. Like, don't get me wrong, Lisa Trevor looks kind of Lisa Trevor-ish. I've seen pictures of her actual full character and that, but the fact that Lisa Trevor was just this kind of so far gone that she only wanted one thing, and her character arc was resolved in that game effectively until the Umbrella Chronicles, where they kind of went, yeah, well, she wasn't dead until the mansion blew up. It's like, great, but this has got her kind of smart. I don't like that play. If you're going to bring in the characters, you've got to get them to being what they're meant to be. Like, if you were to kind of go, oh, point out Wesker in the group, if I didn't know who Wesker was being played by, I wouldn't have pinned him out. I wouldn't have pinned out Barry or Chris. Like, because you don't need a character to look, the actor to look like a character. I get that. But at the same sense, it's like, Wesker is so iconic as a villain overall. If you kind of go, well, look back in the 90s, early 2000s of iconic villains, Sephiroth and Wesker are the top two badass seats in my head, because he's always had that, Jill, Chris, nice to see you, go over there, check that, do not try and die by the virus. Like DC Douglas, oh my god, I love him as a voice actor. He does a wonderful job voicing Wesker. Along with the other guys, they've done their own, they brought that character to life. But I'm looking at like who I think is Wesker right now, and it's like 1 minute 27. I've got pause on, and I think he's Wesker, but he's not got the. I'm not asking the actor to wear sunglasses in a mansion and all that, and like Pikachu yellow hair and all that. I'm not asking that. I'm just asking them to sort of be the character, because even in the original, he was like, I know this mansion's infested with zombies. Jill, go and check if Chris is round that corner. Oh, there's a zombie. Bye. It was that kind of. He was always turning up when you didn't want him to, and he didn't really have a good answer to what he was doing. It was like, where have you been? Zombies came in the hallway. Bullshit. I went in the hallway. There's nothing there. It was kind of like, oh, but like I'm back now. Just gonna flick through this. No, like the hallway itself, like they could have built that for all I know. I know they built the outside of the house and all that. The hallway they could have built, it looks like on par with the game. Like I can't like settings, I cannot fault. Like the RPD station looks like the RPD station. Spencer Mansion looks like the Spencer Mansion. The characters don't need to look on par with characters. They are using weapons and locations and all that, which are equivalent. The zombies though look goofy. They look good. Like Walking Dead does what zombies movies don't. Like The Walking Dead properly does like a rotten dead decompose. Meanwhile, this like I looked at the first zombie there and he looks goofy. Even the one that's got the itchy tasty that smashes through the window like. I expected to smash through the window going, you thought I was dead. Nah. It was that kind of like, it was that level. I was like, oh my god, that's stupid. Like, it busting through the window like it does. Okay, itchy tasty, that's scary if you did it right. Like, just the zombie sitting there with itchy tasty and just sliding off and just being that in your head, where did it go kind of thing. Because that was the original diary of itchy tasty, blah blah blah. And it was that I know there's a closet behind me. I don't want to close this diary because it's going to trigger that damn zombie, and I don't have the ammo for it. It was that kind of like scary. If they did the equivalent in the film, going itchy tasty on the window, and it just disappeared slowly, like in the background, and then you're like, oh, where did that go? And it'll be playing on your mind until that character's out of that area, and then bah, something like that. It would have been amazing. However, it just the goofy sound, and then runs up to whatever character, I think it was Claire, and just pins her to. I was like, oh, for when the hell did we have running zombies in the Resident Evil universe, apart from the Milena Jovovich because they're Plaga zombies, or whatever they're real saying. It just looks their zombies look goofy, and I don't like that. I want to be terrified by this film. I don't want to be kind of going. The liquor looks dumb, and that's not me calling out their CG or anything like that. It doesn't fit the liquor look. And this could have been a shocking like, oh my god, they actually put it in, but no, they right up the first trailer, right up the first couple of seconds has the liquor going. I was like, oh god, it looks dumb. Like his brain looks like it's protruding too far. But that's like from the multiple watches I've done. Like I'm back to the start watch. Like, yeah, like I don't know. It just does not look right. For all I know, they could actually be using the model from Resident Evil 2 remake, or like was Lickers in Resident Evil 3? No, they weren't. Like they could be using the Resident Evil 2 model, and it's hey, they're like, but it doesn't seem to move or act right as a Licker would. Because it is very like, oh my god. I don't know why I'm just got the on play again, but like off the bat we have like people all dressed up in the Umbrella gas mask and all that. I'm just like, that was really Hunk's deal and his silent team. Are we going to see them? Or it's for me, there is no positive this trailer gave me other than here's some locations that look alike. Here's some characters who act like the characters, and here's some scary CGI stuff. All the zombies are goofy. Hope you enjoy, and some of the stuff is just dumb as hell. Like Lisa Trevor is definitely. I've just seen her again. She's definitely one of those ones. I'm just like, nah. Yeah, it's hard watching this, like because it's the guy in like I'm just at the part where the guy's in the He was in the parking lot, and it's just like, wow, that's not even tension built up. It's just someone's gonna be there. Um, they've taken out the horror element again. Even like the zombies that were at the gate a couple minutes ago for me, it's nothing scary about this. Nothing actually makes me go, oh, I'm gonna crap my pants. Like I watch Walking Dead and I'm like, oh, this makes me crap my pants a little bit. Look, everyone go brown pants down. Um, and it's too Hollywood for me. That's what I'm gonna say about it. It's very Hollywood. Um, yeah, just what the hell did they do? That it's generally like, even the first zombie. It's very, yeah. I'm back to the yeah moment. It is very goofy as all hell, and even the zombies are kind of very caked on, if you know what I mean. Like the guy there in the vent, which like we see the light or not. Yeah, that's kind of scary, but it's kind of overdone scary. Like the red eyes, the blood dripping from the mouth, it was very over. It's grotesquely overdone. But it's not like, oh, this is horror, or that guy's gonna die. Oh no, it is what it is. It's stupid. It's goofy. I also don't see me going to go see this. And as for game adaptation films, this is going to go notoriously down for me, worse than the original films. So much so that I would actually give the CGI films way more pros. That's my 2 cents on the people. Whether you agree with me or not, let me know. But yeah, like hell, I'm just seeing it right there on the side. Resident Evil Vendetta. I think I'll go and watch that over this. So thank you very much for watching this, people. And yeah, well, what the hell was I expecting with this?